Hey guys, Daniel with Alpha Camaro coming at you with a NoviStretch install. Today we're going to install the front mask as well as the side mirror covers on the 6th gen on the Alpha. This is a product that's not only for the 6th gen Camaro. You can get it for the 5th gen Camaro, you can get it for the Mustang, the Corvette, the Challenger. Go to NoviStretch.com, check it out. It's so easy to put on and take off. You're going to love it. In the next couple days, I'm going to put out a part 2 for the complete review. I'm taking a road trip with my Camaro fam tomorrow. Let's get right into it. Okay, so what's inside this box? I started to show you last week, but let's just dump it out. The guys at NoviStretch were very nice and kind enough to send this to me. It is all on their behalf that I have this product to show you. In here we have a brochure, we have a nice decal, we have a little koozie, we have a brochure that talks about easy on, easy off, easy care. We have some really nice packaging here. So first off, let's get our priorities straight. My drink needs to be cared for. Okay. Secondly, let's look at what's inside this box, or both of these boxes, that is. So open this up. We'll get an idea of what this looks like. This out of the way. So the first thing we find is a bag of screws, and these are the kind of screws that are going to replace my factory ones inside the fender well, and they're actually snaps. So okay, that looks like some Velcro. Next we probably have some instructions. Okay, and then looks like another basically a business card that tells you to send them pictures of your ride so they can put it on their social media. It talks about using caution with road obstacles. Definitely take some time and look at those. Next, let's take a look at this fabric here. All right, so I got out a light here so you guys can see how this fabric looks. It's a mesh, it's pretty stretchy, feels pretty durable, so you can see right through it. Then you can see how all this is bonded together. You've got several rows of stitching. You can see looks like a pretty heavy, durable material, and lots of extra rows of seaming to keep it all from coming apart. Let's take a look at the buttons. Now, I've talked to a couple of people who've owned at least one of these, and the feedback I get, especially from one person that I was talking to on Instagram, who said that they had one of these on their 2015 Camaro for over a year, and that they simply take it off when they get where they're going, and they throw it into the washing machine with their car rags, like what they're wiping their car down with. All right, let's check out the mirrors too. This says universal mirror covers on it. Open this up and get these out. There's some instructions in here too. These are basically, they look like the same kind of material as what we're covering the nose of the car with. Basically a sock with 2 openings, right? And those look like they're pretty self-explanatory. Yep, so we got some instructions here that shows using the NoviStretch business card to to put the covers on the mirrors. We'll have to try that out. All right, so I just moved my car into a safe position and made sure there was nothing around me that was going to get damaged as I perform this install. One of the first things you do is you turn your wheel in tight so that you can access the screws on the inside of the fender well. All right, let's get these mirrors on because I felt like these were pretty self-explanatory. So let's stretch and get over this. So the idea is to just get them where we want them. And then we've got our handy NoviStretch card. So we're using, I had to move the mirror around just as a little clue here, and I had pushed this on a little bit too far. So I left myself some slack by pulling it back up just a little, like that. Then I used an actual plastic card to push this in. These are really simple, really easy, and I can see it's gonna keep bug juice and all kinds of stuff off the back side of the mirror. Yeah, it looks cool. Okay, step one is clean the bumper and surfaces under the car and the fender wells thoroughly. Tar and grease remover is recommended. I recently washed my car, so it's really clean. And I'm actually going to use a little bit of alcohol to wipe across the bottom of the car where anything has to be adhered to the paint. All right, so back to this little yellow card that we saw earlier. This talks about surface prep and care. Anytime you're going to take this mask off or put it back on, make sure that you clean the front of the car. Over time, that dirt and grit builds up, and you don't want something that's blowing in the breeze to be rubbing on it, because you're not only going to damage the mask, but you could damage some of the paint. So it's essential that you keep the mask clean. My personal theory on this is that it's portable and use as needed. If I'm going on a trip, if I'm going on a long road trip or a meet with my club or something like that, I'm probably going to take it off when I get there. And if for just regular around town driving, especially in cool weather, I'm not sure that I'll necessarily have this on here. But, you know, that's a theory. So time will tell. Remember, we pulled our car in, we turned the wheel in so that we could have access to the inside of the fender here. You've got 3 screws here that hold the cover in. You want to find an Allen wrench. You want to get a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, you want to start taking these screws out and replacing them with, from this little bag here, and you can see there's Phillips head in there. All right, and last but not least, and of course you're going to do this on both sides. Alright, so we move on to under the hood, and it says open the hood and remove the 2 outermost OEM screws located just behind the edge of the bumper cover and install a snap head screw stud just like we did in the fender well, and fasten the snaps at each corner of the mask. Okay. Alright, so what we're supposed to do now is locate the outermost screw on the fender. And we're supposed to remove it and put in the new snap stud. Use our trusty Phillips head screwdriver to do that. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to locate the other screw, which is the outermost. We're going to take this out. This is on the passenger side. It's nice to do these kind of things when your car is fairly new because everything's not all gummed up and it comes apart very easily, as opposed to waiting for a couple years for corrosion and dirt and stuff like that to build up. Put this in. Okay, so you can see we've got our screw here. It's the outermost screw. And then over here, there's that snap screw that we put in right there. That is the outermost one as well. All right, so now we're back on the driver's side of the car, and we're going to just very simply snap this cover into place. All right, just like that. We're gonna pull it around to the front, just like this. Go to the next one, which is over here, just like that. So now we've kind of got it started, right? All right, we got the wheel turned. So now I'm on the passenger side. I've got that wheel cut in, and I'm gonna take these bolts out and put the snap studs in. All right, and so we've got this one last. There we go. Nice and tight. Right, and so just a little word here on safety. These screws that I took out of the fender well and out from under the hood have a really big washer on them, which means they stand up very easily. That's just where it landed when I tossed it. Also here on my work towel, you could easily run over that with your car, or you could step on it. So be careful. Okay, so here we are positioned right underneath the front middle section of the car. The best way I think to do this is to take the Velcro that they sent us and line it up to where it's perfect. And then I'm going to take my cotton ball that has alcohol on it, and I'm going to rub right here. Now you'll notice, see these lines right here? There's one that's very obviously the center one. It's longer, right? It's positioned between these two shorter ones. But this is, you pretty much rest assured, this is the center, front center of the car. That's also where this happens to land. So now very carefully, I don't really care what the rest of the car cover or the mask is right now. I care more about where this centerpiece is, because we know that's the true center, or at least supposed to be the true center of the mask. So now that I've got this clean with alcohol and got this Velcro centered, I'm going to peel off the adhesive and I'm going to stretch this back just a little and press it into place. And that's going to give us the support we need. Now, the instructions also warn you not to try and remove the cover for 24 hours once the Velcro is placed. So you could feasibly stick that on there without sticking the Velcro to it. You'll just have to use your best judgment. But I wouldn't install this and then just try to rip this off, because you might ruin the adhesive, the bond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press it, and I'm going to hold it in place with some good pressure on it for probably 30-40 seconds, and make sure that that is just good and seated. All the air bubbles are pressed out of the adhesive. So here's my take on this mask and mirror covers. This is a product that we can put on our car. It looks cool. When we get where we're going, we can take it off and it's done its job. It's kind of like before I head out the door into below freezing temperatures, I'm going to put on gloves and a hat and a coat. And when I get where I'm going, whether that's to the store or to a friend's house or to work, I'm going to take all that off and I'm going to suit up again when I leave. So this is a great product for us. It's going to help us stretch the life of our paint, and I really appreciate NoviStretch. We're going to continue this with another video tomorrow. All right. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Apologize, it's starting to get kind of dark. That's all right. We'll continue the adventure and the journey tomorrow. That really was a piece of cake to install. Thanks guys for watching.